board collection. Yeah, I think I can show the board collection after building this stream. I mean, not the stream, but building this keyboard. Yeah, in general, I don't really have a lot of time to show that. Finally caught one of live stream. Okay, I think I try to make my stream time better over time. So I used to stream at 8 p.m., which is so late, but now it's like a reasonable time. And Blaze 60. I know this is a tray mount keyboard, so at 99 bucks, is that the price? I think it's a good case designed by KBD fans. But if you are not a fan of tray mount, maybe that's not your type. So that's what I would say. Okay, yeah, so finally we got the prototype unit from Mintly, and basically she built the keyboard, is that like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, around that time. And I think the first time she built the keyboard, we had several questions or several concerns. So the first concern is whether the keyboard sounds strange or maybe just like a little bit hollowness on the spacebar. Cool, yeah. I think the stream time nowadays I'm trying to finalize is pretty much either Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, or Monday morning. But also depends on if I have any conflict with other streamers. For example, this Sunday, we will also have Alex building out one more Piggy prototype, so I probably won't stream on Sunday. And also I need to watch out for any possible closure of the Piggy stream, so maybe I will delay that to Monday. But yeah, I will definitely announce that in my Discord. So Discord. Yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord, this is the best way to get that. GMK Moonlight. Yeah, I see that. It may look really good on this beige color. Okay, so let's just do the first time unboxing on this one, no matter what. Yeah, so I already disassembled that, but basically the component consists of the bottom case, which is basically just like an aluminum version. It's an aluminum bottom case with the aluminum or brass weight. So the default one, there's actually no default. It's usually just like E-white, E-beige, aluminum you can choose, or maybe the E-clear brass or the PVD silver brass. So this is what the E-white weight looks like from the camera. I don't know, maybe the other angle or other camera. I'm not sure if showing better. Yeah, it all depends on lighting, but E-white should be very self-explanatory. It's just like really white. And if you compare the E-white with the E-beige, you can see different shade of that. So we will see which keycaps we can make that. So this is the back of the keyboard. Then we have the top case. So we can see the internal. So this slot is to put the daughter board. We will be able to do that. Thanks for follow. Yeah, I think you were working with me on your next keyboard, but you haven't seen my stream ever. Or maybe this is, I don't know how many streams you have seen. So this top case is the HHKB, so you can see the blocker on here. And this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's a huge bezel keyboard. To be honest, I think this is like really a vintage look. And the only feedback I will give to Jackie is the side gasket kind of popping out. So from top, if you don't have the keycaps cover, maybe you will see this side gasket. So that's the only kind of feedback I will give to Jackie from the top angle. But this is the top case. And the next one is the, actually, when we do the top case, let's just screw the daughter board. Yeah. When we still have time, let's just do that first, so we don't forget that later. So this daughter board is definitely not compatible with universal unified daughter boards, the C3 ones that work by AIO3. So if you lose this daughter board, you probably have to find extras. So if you are worried about daughter board stuff, it's better to buy the extra during tomorrow's group buy. And also I tried out this cable. This doesn't really compatible with other like unified daughter board cable as well. So definitely you have to buy the PCB as well as the daughter board itself. So from the top case, we can see we have multiple slots for the gasket. So we actually have 6 slots for both this side. And also we have 2 side gaskets to prevent the plate from kind of shifting around. And for top case, we are going to use the thinnerish gasket. And basically this is the 2mm per-round gasket we want to apply. And how do we really, you know, like after we got the plate here, and after we plate the plate around here, and we have the side gasket stopping the plate from like moving horizontally. Yeah, so if you will see, this is how the gasket stops the plate from like moving horizontally. And from vertically, we will need to apply this middle frame. And this middle frame is the E-white version. So we also have the PVD silver brass version, which is super shiny. And I don't think we've ever seen that get built. So potentially you want to get that feeling. You want to check out on the renders. Actually, we don't only have render, we also have the real production stuff. So you will be able to check out during this Discord stuff. So this one, after you apply the middle inner frame to the top case, it will basically sandwich the plate. So it basically have the gasket all around. And one problem on Mingtree's stream, I won't say it's her problem because we didn't give her any instruction, and I don't even know there's any difference between the gasket. So we actually have the thinner version and the thick version. So if you receive the thinner version, thick version later, thanks for follow. Essential keys. So we basically have 2 types of gasket. So if you see the thinner and thick version, yeah, so the left side is the 2mm and the right side is the 3mm. So I think during stream on Mingtree, she actually put different ones on the inner frame. So it's not her fault because she didn't even know there are different gaskets, but she definitely have imbalanced gasket. So she put like this 4, the thinner one, and this 2, the thicker one. So I have to like open it up later and check out and see whether it's wrong, and I find all these 4 are different than the other 2. So I have to change them to the thicker one. So now they are all with the thicker one. We will see how that works better. So basically this is the thicker on the inner frame, and we will clamp that through the plate, and plate will attach to the top case with the thinner one. So this is thicker, that is thinner. Okay, so that's the gasket. And one more thing about plate. Yeah, so I think people watch the Andy's stream, and Andy was trying to use the aluminum plate, and suddenly he found out it's not really working for Sengen layout because the left corner and right corner were not cut for Sengen layout, basically 7U border. And I asked Jackie. Jackie said this is due to this plate was the first iteration of the prototype. So he had to ask again to get another plate cut, so streamers can opt in for single layout if they want to use, but that's the PC plate. So that happened to the Andy stream. So thank you for follow, Jendia. Yeah, so this is the plate, and we are going to use tonight as well because I only got this plate. I don't get the PC plate. I don't think Mintley was sent another plate anyway. And we don't have this problem because this is a HHKB layout, so we don't care about corner layout. And I also tried basically they support split shift and split backspace, so they should be good to go. And the next thing is the feet. So this is the prototype, so we have two kinds of feet. We have the thinner version, we also have the thick version. But I don't think the production version will have both. I think the production version will only come with the thinner one, just because how Jackie preferred the thinner one. So if you really like put the thinner one on that, I think it's definitely enough to protect your case. And if people want to get a thicker one, they can get the extras. That's like $1 each, so that's not going to cost you any much more. Thanks for follow, G6. Yeah, and tonight I'm not sure. I probably just use the one we already used. And the only thing about this feet is every time you want to open the case, you can see the feet actually cover the screw. So that makes the screwless bottom looking. So you have to detach the feet, then you can actually open that. Which color is my favorite? I think I will choose PC version. It's just because PC is all around. I can basically pair that with any kind of keycaps. And I also haven't seen them in person. I only have this e-beige version, and I think Andy will send me the PC version later, but that definitely happened after the GB, so I cannot give the, any suggestion on that. But personally, I would usually go PC, and the next one I usually just like default to E-white, because I have like lots of E-white keyboard, and I think they work with all my keycaps as well. So like this E-white bare prototype, and also I have other E-white keyboard. But yeah, E-white is definitely my kind of favorite around all keyboard. But this one, the unique e-beige version, is something definitely you don't really see a lot. I think there are a lot of like beige color coming out this year, but I don't think it's a traditional, popular, or very widely available option. So I think I would choose this e-beige if you want to get some different color. But also the red and the purple, if you're a fan of those two colors, it's really hard to choose. Okay, so speaking of all the parts, we also have this PCB. So this is prototype PCB. This won't be the final color. And for PC case, you will probably see the PCB color from the bottom. And to be honest, I think no one knows what the production PCB will look until Jackie decides. But I definitely give him the suggestion of pink, as people want to ask. And he definitely said like the pink one will, be hard to make or maybe high cost. So I don't think pink will make it. Yeah, pink definitely though, but pink will probably not make it. And I guess the next option we would suggest is some color that's available during my plate testing. Basically the red, the blue, and green is like this prototype, so probably not gonna happen. And black is like very traditional Jackie color, and he probably want to change to other color. So I think the leftover option would be just like yellow, red, blue. And what do you think? Which color do you like best? Okay, so the question is, does PCB color really matter? So it doesn't really matter if you are not using PC case. But if you are using PC case, you will see that from the bottom. So you probably want to have a really good color so that when you flip the board, you can see the shiny color shines through from the bottom. So all depends. You may not even flip the keyboard that often. Thank you for the follow. VI Sweet or VL Sweet, I don't know. light gray look good on PC. Yeah, that could be option. So I also present all the WT60, the PCB. So there's like a pink, lilac, maybe the white, maybe the gray. So I definitely ask whether we can get some special color. But yeah, he will probably check it out. Yeah, anyway, so this is the top case, inner frame, the gasket, two sides of gasket we want to put, and the feet and the bottom case. And for this PCB, I will probably Mumax that because I already put the Mumax socket, so we can test different switches easily. And I already took the most time just like putting socket, so we will try to solder and let's see if we can solder as quick as possible. I think I already get very familiar with Mumax soldering, so let's check that out. Okay, I need to find a place to put my case safely. It's a hard thing. Okay, inner frame is fine. You won't see it, so take less care. And feet is fine. Also, we have this feet. So the problem on feet is like after you take it off, it's sticky, so you probably will stick something like paper or maybe something else. So you probably want to put them on a place that you won't really like touch other things. And we don't really need all the extra gaskets anymore because we already placed them onto the case and inner frame accordingly. Yeah, that's the first thing I check the prototype because that's something I won't say wrong, but it's just like some mistake we didn't catch during the stream. And these are all the screws for the inner frame. So let's also put it in the other place. Cool, so we got the plate we don't need to use right now. And let's see. Solder. Yeah, so if people were trying to ask questions on Discord, and if you have time to like watch the stream, it's better to watch the stream. So I can answer the question live. Well, actually, I don't know who's the audience I'm talking to if they are not watching stream. But yeah, I'm trying to see someone ask me question. Yeah, maybe let me just quickly add one more note somewhere. Okay, let's change to the other angle. Does that include random switch question? Yeah, you can ask any questions. Which material is your plate? Okay, so the material on this plate is the aluminum version. So aluminum plate with the leaf spring. So you can see with this leaf spring, it's definitely get much flexible. Hi, OG Poker. You come. So this is definitely get flexible with the leaf spring. And this color won't be offered during the group buy, it will be E white or E beige. Okay. Do I have any experience with Kiwi switch? So the thing is, if your Kiwi switch has the issue around return top housing issue, you shouldn't resell, you should destroy them. Because they are actually bad batch. So the buyer who get them will also suffer from that. So from TKC instruction, you should not resell them, you should just destroy, because it will send you the replacement. Unless you are getting from your like friendly reseller in the Mac market. You're choosing which plate should you go? All depends, like which switch are you trying to use? Last four, I don't know. Did you get any like replacement email? Because they should send a replacement email. Yeah, Garage is definitely easier for me to work on larger project like Piggy. Piggy is so large. I don't even know how I can fit that into my like normal bedroom. Yeah, pre-cup, cream pucker. I think that will be good for sock sound on cream pucker. Good question. I don't even know like what pre-cup sounds like because I don't have one. So I think my recommendation will be like just going to YouTube and see how other people really have cream pucker sound like on their plate or their switch or their keyboard and see what plate are they using. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is a really good angle to see Max, so still top down maybe. Yeah, I think usually like the general recommendation on switches were PC plate for sock sound or deeper sound, and aluminum plate for maybe tactile, maybe for just general like clacky sound. So better to pair with Cherry MX Black or Hyperglide or maybe Vint or any like tactile switch. Yeah, and brass, I think really high tactility switch will be good candidate for brass, like Holy Panda, like U4T, U4 Saki. Yeah, I think after this build, I will probably try the not Vint Black, the Hyperglide Black on this keyboard with this aluminum version. And I don't think people were using the Cherry MX Black on this PC, not PC, the Piggy unit. So I probably will try that first. And I really like the MX Black on the aluminum version. Okay, I see chat were flying around. What's the difference in weight between aluminum and brass? So the first would be the weight and also the look. So people usually thought the brass weight were more premium and also just like nicer looking, but your mileage may vary. And PVD brass version will look awesome, like a very premium looking. And you can get half of the feeling of all brass because it's half brass. But in general, it's really about like how much weight it is. Because of the name, it's called weight. So you can definitely get heavier board. Like if you want to have a heavier PC keyboard, maybe getting that would be a good option. Yeah, brass was a little bit loud, and also acoustic just different. That's why people like how the brass works on the tactile switch, because it can definitely give a really loud tactility. Yeah, I don't think I have the problem around PC plate and the hot swap. I basically max my PCB on the KFE and use the PC plate, and I don't think I have any problem. But maybe that will be different on the 60%. I also use the hot swap PCB on Vega with the palm plate. It didn't have the problem either. When I say very tactile, not really on the weight. It's really like how the bump is. So the low tactility, for example, the MX Brown, people thought it's a tactile switch, but the tactility is really weak. And the strong tactility, like Holy Panda, you definitely feel the you feel the weight when you first press, but once you pass that, it's not really heavy. So it's not really about the spring weight, but it's more like the weight curve, the force curve around how you actually get the switch actuate. So the strong tactility means you feel much more when you really like actuate the switch. Basically, the extreme is linear, so you never know when it's activate. You just use that by your own judgment. J02, I think the tracking is already there this morning, but I don't think it's really shipped out. So I bet it's next week. Yeah, but I think I'm really lucky because J02 this time is through Canon Keys custom checkout. And I don't usually have a good luck on that, especially when it's limited edition. I mean, this is not limited edition J02, but at least this is limited in general purpose. It's not like thousands. How many grams once it's in the difference to for Piggy? You're right. I don't really have a good answer. So it's definitely some question. If you can ask Jackie, that will be much better if he knows the answer. Yeah, you can just ping Jackie in the Discord. I think he will be live soon, and she definitely I don't know. I always said she. Maybe in my mind, Jackie could be a girl. But anyway, Jackie will go online soon-ish, and any question tonight you want to ask, he definitely want to answer because tomorrow is the big day for him. I think the current soldering speed on Mumax socket is actually similar to my regular soldering. Yeah, as long as I don't really get any solder into the socket, I will call it a win. But if I can do much faster, it's definitely a big win. Yeah, I think in general, if your product has issue, you probably want to reach out to your vendor first, because even it's not about the batch, it could still be QC issue. So it's better to address that from the vendor level. Yeah, that's why I usually want to just like get things from the vendor, so I get all the customer support. If I get from aftermarket, I cannot really get that. So one example is my back nickel. So my back nickel has the tight plate, and it didn't really work well. So I have to ask Key, and they definitely gave me a replacement, and it works much better. But if I get from aftermarket, I have to either cost myself and try to find a replacement plate myself. Definitely take longer and take much more effort. But still, getting things from vendor definitely needs some luck and some knowledge around how to be fast at first come first serve. Not applied to the Key checkout system, because that's not first come first serve. It's the raffle queue. But yeah, still, if you try following around the Piggy project, you probably get a lot of pro tips around how to first come first serve. So ideally you get a PC, you get a Piggy, and if you don't really get a Piggy, at least you get some knowledge for this group buy. You can use on the next group buy, or maybe next limited job. Hopefully you learn something. And every time I share something, I definitely get something like shared back. So that's why I love sharing. Yeah, I bet I may miss one or two sockets because I feel like I'm doing so quick. Thank you for follow, Har457. So I think the key of Max socketing, like soldering this one, is the rhythm, and also how you're familiar with the socket being soldered, so you know like when to stop. But also it's harder to solder Max socket on a desoldered PCB. Because it's harder to tell whether the slot was soldered before, and also it's harder to insert the socket. So some challenge, but I accept that. What plate you advise for linear type of switch? I usually go to like PC plate for deeper sound, and also FR4 plate for like clear key sound, like high pitch. So that's my go-to options. And if you don't get a PC from the production, you probably can cut the POM. And FR4 you can always cut. So that's why I like FR4 so much. Thanks for the follow. Guruman Life. Okay. Where do you work as? That's a little bit personal, but yeah, I work as a software engineer at design company. It's a web design tool. So if you know what web design tool is, you probably know that. If you don't know, even I explain, that doesn't matter. Hey, Miss Frosty. Do we know what color the final PCB will be? Not yet. So I talked to Jackie. I asked whether he can do pink or not. And he actually talked to the factory, and I think the pink were much higher cost just because it's not a stock color. So they have to, like, I don't know how to apply the pink color later, but it's definitely higher cost than what's offered right now. So look at the WT60. On the novelty, it's like $60 each, and for this amount of PCB volume, like on a group buy, I don't think you can get that much with Jackie's current offering. So definitely hard. So pink is probably not gonna happen. Yeah. But it's still another color that's not black, not green. So that's what I know so far. And he actually didn't really have a good idea on what color the final version will be, but definitely not black, not green, which is happy. Like at least something different. Yeah, what's up? I'm building this Piggy and I'm Mumax socket my PCB, and hopefully I don't miss anything. And I usually just use my Sync 6.5 V2 tray for the PCB to reuse my electric tape, so I don't need to have multiple peeled off every time. Hot swap PCB gonna to be Cal hot swap socket. Yes, hot swap socket. I don't think there's other options. Do you see any other options for hot swap PCB? I think that's the easiest one for, you know, the factory to make regarding how Cal socket is easy to apply to existing PCB design. But you can always just do Mumax, like what I do here. It's not really hard once you master that, and it just makes your PCB much more reusable because you can do any layout you want, not just the layout they have. But in this case, the Piggy layout, I actually like it. Well, I definitely make a suggestion on that. If it's come with the full backspace, I probably have to get myself, but I definitely suggest getting the real Sengen layout. Okay, time to remove my solder station. And the next thing is to lube the stabilizers. Yeah, but since we already Mumax socket this guy, we don't need to spend much more time to solder, so save a lot of time. Yeah, how long did I spend on Mumax this time? 20 minutes? Okay, let me wash my hands. After soldering, you won't always want to wash your hands. I don't think it's bad. It's our preference. There's no right or wrong. So if you like the linear on brass, like it and do that. To be honest, I think the hobby would like cycle around different preference time to time. So originally, the hobby were very aluminum because they are just like really achievable. And like for the past few years, brass seemed to be an option for people because they just like go premium and go something that aluminum didn't really offer. And PC is not really something that offered back then because people don't really have a good mounting system to get a flexible typing feeling. So it doesn't matter if you are going PC or not, it's just like tray mount or maybe bottom mount doesn't really help you. So from alu to brass were just like big upgrade. But later with all kinds of new mounting system like top mount, sandwich mount, O-ring gasket, or like the power on gasket, like all kinds of plate just shine like a lot. So definitely developed a lot of difference of the like preference. But in general, as long as you like the sound, you like the typing feeling, that's something you should chase. And until you tired of that, you want to try something different. What do you think about the TGR Tamo? Okay, that's a hot topic. Okay, so I will get back to this one once I get ready to loop my stabilizers. So I'm going to use the Durock V1. I don't know, I still prefer Durock V1 just because of how they are readily available at an affordable price, as well as making much less compatibility issue. Like Durock V2 has sometimes had issue with the plate, and C3 has sometimes had the problem on the scratchiness. So I think Durock V1 is still a good candidate for me, and I know how to fix the pop, like while popping out, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, anyway, go back to the TGR topic. So I think a lot of people try to buy that because of its TGR. And my question to people is like, do you really know why TGR is for sale like $1,000? Yeah, if you have like a million of TGR boards, will it still sell for like 5,000? I mean, definitely not, right? So I think one thing related to TGR is like how rare they are. So they don't really have a lot out there, and people love them, so people don't really sell. And it end up with less selling volume and just causing the higher price. But also like low volume doesn't mean anything because you have tons of private group buy or even public group buy with less than 100 MOQ. But the true question is like why TGR is so good. I think it all related to how TGR QC is. And the TGR QC is definitely something that like I don't really know about any detail of that. But if you really say that, it's about like how the TGR designer actually take time to do its own QC. So that's why I actually had a question this morning, like what do people think about the TGR collaboration this time? And I wonder first whether like when it's not limited, when there's like thousands of that on the market, when it's not for sale like more than $1,000, will people still like that? And my question is that, but my answer for myself is always just like, I need to look at the board. So I cannot really say anything before this more prototyping stream comes, or because like how they don't really release any internal. So I can only determine that by what the existing TGR keyboards really have. And I don't think we have a lot of TGR content available, mostly just like because of the hype, and mostly just because the TGR owner don't really do like tons of typing tests like other keyboard. So it's really hard to say. But I heard the quality is good. So I hope the Monoke and their friends or their vendors, corresponding vendors, can do a better job on the QC. I mean, not the best job like original TGR, but they can just do as good as what they can do to make the TGR keyboard better, so the design will be shining. Yeah, so two parts. The keyboard design itself. I think I trust that. I trust the TGR design, but still want to see how that fit into my preference, because personally I'm not a huge fan of 75%. Like, it's a little bit square and I don't really use the function row. So when I have the TKL, it's just because I like how it looks. It's not really about the function rows or maybe the numpad. Oh no, sorry, no numpad. The modifiers above the arrow key, because I don't really use them. I usually just use them combinations, like the control plus various of keys for page up, page down, home and end, and delete. I don't even use insert because that's not a key on my, like laptop at any time. So I never use that insert for any functionality. So I'm not used to that. But anyway, go back to that topic. So for myself, it's really about how the mounting works. And I heard it's actually a top mount with possibly O-ring gasket mount. So I think I'm excited about that, because so far I don't have a keyboard like that. A keyboard that you can do both O-ring gasket mount and top mount. Yeah, I know people try to mod their KBD8X to be able to do that, but I think it's still not ideal because it's not designed for that, and you have to do some modding on it, and I don't know the outcome, whether it's good or not. But yeah, when the keyboard is designed for that and has corresponding O-ring that you can purchase, I definitely expect better results. Okay, let's do the... Okay, maybe not super loop this time because I just got some Dragon Ball. And we can see how the Dragon Ball works. So I got this Dragon Ball loop, Krytox Dragon Ball from 3D Keeps, and I also have a bunch of U4T, the black version, but I probably not use this. I will use the regular U4T. Did you holy mod? I don't really do holy mod. I feel like it's just a lot of effort, and I don't know how much it's better. Yeah, I'm kind of old schooler. Yeah, the Dragon Ball is really sick, huh? Yeah, I definitely see people trying that. But my question to that is like, is that really enough effort? I think it makes sense for streamer to build the client keyboard, because once you holy mod that thing, client won't have degraded experience over time. But for like, whoever build keyboard for yourself, I think you can always tune your key or use stabilizers later on. So you probably don't really need to do that much effort unless you just want to have that configuration forever. But since I'm trying to min-max my keyboard the whole time, I probably have time to do all kinds of fix later on. Okay, we will see how the Dragon Ball works. I don't think I have that. I probably need to dig up. I can do that later when I have some time. Thanks for follow, Supreme Anki. Okay, yeah, I think the prompt was so fast, I don't really see all the words. I just pronounce based on my memory. So if I pronounce wrongly, forgive me. Hey, what's up? Are you coming to see the Piggy stuff? Or are you just like randomly checking my stream? Okay, first time lubing with Dragon Ball. Do people use Dragon Ball recently? Like, what's people's thought on Dragon Ball? Yeah, I wish. I think it all tailored to different things. One is how the stabilizers were looped, and I don't actually remember how Mintley looped the stabilizers on the stream. Did she do the holy mod or other mod? Or regular? And second is like the gasket. So I mentioned early in the stream, like it's not Mintley's fault. So the thing is, we didn't tell her there are two kinds of gasket, one 3mm, one 2mm, and she had to put the 3 on bottom, which is basically the inner frame, and 2 on top, on the top case. So she actually put the uneven ones onto the inner frame. So it actually caused the imbalance of the gasket. So it might make the sound weird. So that's another thing to fix. And third, she used the switches, which were really tactile, the MOU Black. I don't really have one, but I have like Holy Panda, so I can test. But I'm trying to build with U4T because I know that's the new trend. People are going to build that with U4T. So probably better to build what people will do. And we will see from there whether U4T will be okay or not. And if okay, how about the Holy Panda? I have Holy Panda I can test on the spacebar. And if both are not okay, maybe we will try the spacebar form I get the other day. And if still not okay, we can just like rebuild this keyboard because I make it hot swap and rebuild that with a platform to see if we can do that. And if still not can do that, we will add some case form below, see if that can fix it. If still not, I'm out. Yeah, so many things. The stabilizers, the gasket, the switch. I don't think the keycaps makes difference because I'm using GMK as well. And the spacebar form, the play form, the case form. So everything could affect the sound. Even just like changing something could affect the spacebar sound a lot. So we'll see first whether we will have the problem just right after the build. Yeah, if I cannot fix everything, I can send the prototypes to whoever want to fix it. We will see. But if you have better idea during the stream, let me know. Just kidding, I won't send this prototype to people who I don't know. And also I have faith to fix it because all the mute stuff with the play form, case form, I don't think it will sound that loud. Especially given like how the PC plate and linear switch works very well during Apiary and Andy's stream, so I don't think it will be that bad. Hydrate, thank you. Yeah, I forget to drink. So I made some drink, which I don't really know what it is. It's basically from my company's package that they give me some ingredients and make some drink, make some chocolate dessert. So I end up just eating and drinking in the afternoon. Yeah, I also miss Oreo. I think my girlfriend had her in her room and just like it's not really easy to access. I still need to figure out what's the best way to stream Oreo. Yeah. When you are on different room, it's actually harder. Okay, so let's see. First question, do we need a washer? I think we need it. Why not, right? Okay, so many Dragon Ball. What plate are you going to using for this stream? It will be the the aluminum plate. Yeah, I totally missed the Oreo can. When I was in that room, it's just much easier to set up. But now it's definitely harder. So what can I do? Okay, I probably need to get some donation to get Oreo cam set up, so maybe just one solution. Then I need a budget. So first is the solution. What could be the good solution when you are stream on one room, but you want to have a camera on the other room? Any idea in the chat? So one of my ideas is just use one more like Nest cam, like security camera, and just streaming that, but I don't know how much it will like burn my computer to make it slow. And I don't really find a good like the wide solution that I can actually connect a camera from this room to other room. It will be a little bit higher cost to do that. Baby cam. Okay, I will look for that solution. I don't know what it is. And another way I can think is just use this laptop to do the the FaceTime, and having another iOS device in my other room, but I don't know whether that FaceTime will definitely kill my bandwidth. Yeah, I will check out that solution. Maybe it's working, maybe it's not. But imagine people were streaming like video chat with their friends, or maybe multiple video streams. So I think that should work, right? So assume like Oreo is having a like video call with me to build a stream, build a keyboard together. That's similar, right? Have people all got the second dose already? I'm actually nervous right now for my second one, like next week. And also my girlfriend will have second dose tomorrow. So she definitely had a lot of question around whether she can do that or whether she will die. Piggy PCB 1.66, yes. So I don't know if it would have the same flex cut, but definitely have some flex cut. No, Oreo is not in the garage. Garage is so cold during the night, so I don't want to put her in the garage. She's just back in the office room. Halfway through. Okay. So how's your third day, fourth day, or afterwards? Like, did you feel anything like still not okay after like the second day stuff? Oh, nice. yeah, the KBD B-stock case, the rose gold. How does it work? Is the B-stock really B-stock, or actually much better than expected? It looks like A-stock. Nice. Yeah, I think a lot of times people selling B-stock, from the vendor, they are actually not that bad. So definitely take it as a discount rather than getting a default product, because I think usually vendor don't want to sell something that doesn't work unless they say it's a C stock or maybe D stock. I know Novelty was selling some D stock stuff earlier. Raw feeling, yeah, I think the B stock stuff were mainly about like the defects rather than just in general how the anode were. Okay, so we got this PCB stabilizers on. Now we want to just add the switches. I already added some before and I realized I didn't add the stabilizers, so I have to do everything once more. So I just like do it like this. Thanks for the follow, I missed that. Okay, it will be hard doing this way because you have to guarantee all the pins were aligned. Okay, not too bad. And let's test the stabilizers. Will the E-clear Opera's Piggy look just like the E-clear weight image in the media channel? Did we already have the E-clear Opera's Piggy render in the media? Otherwise, what do you think that is? The latest photo. Okay, let's test the stabilizers. What's the best way here? So I heard people want to see how Bingsu looks. And we are going to build this one with Bingsu. And I know there's Bingsu R2 coming soon. So that will maybe help boost their sale if this looks good. Because I know a lot of people want to get E-beige Piggy. Yeah, I don't recall why Bingsu would be a good option here, but let's see. Do you have any classic looking keycaps? So that's the thing I'm waiting for. So the only thing I may have or may work how about this one? Does this consider as classic? So this is EnjoyPBT. But I try not to use PBT keycaps for the sound test just because how the spacebar could be warped. And also, Alex will try to use one later. So yeah, let me test the spacebar first, and maybe I will use that EnjoyPBT. And if the spacebar sound bad, we can just switch to a GMK. So let's check out the spacebar on this one without anything. Thanks for the follow. Ichigo-suo. I don't know how to pronounce again. Yeah, I think the 7U spacebar will just sound in general hollow on a tactile switch. I don't know how people thought about that initially. Let me see if I can add more loop onto the stabilizers to get it better. Cool, so let's add all the switches, and if this doesn't work, we will be able to do that with some platform. I actually got some platform with my Polaris I didn't use, so maybe they will be able to help something later if we find out it's something we want to try. Okay, now the sunsets start coming, which will make my garage look like another different setup. Yeah, I think I had a GMK 9009 long time ago, but I just don't really get used to them since they were looking like so classic, and I don't have very classic keyboards, so I kind of just sell them at cost to the person who I sold the Tofu keyboard very beginning. What color am I going for? I think I'm going to the E-white, just because I have almost all my keyboard E-white version. And I'm going to, I don't know, I still haven't decided whether the E-white version on HHKB or the WinKey version. Can you quickly hold up the PCB to the camera from side angle so you can see the gap between the plate and the PCB? Like this one? Or this? Oh yeah, so they want to have a just like screenshot of how this is better. Oh, correct. Okay, cool. Yeah, interesting. Use the live stream to have a screenshot easier. Red and PVD brass. They are totally different, right? And PVD brass could be a really hot fight because of all the first come first serve stuff, and I hope we don't really get bot on that. I don't know if I will do something special for bot detection, but we will see. Maybe we'll catch some bots. But catching bot is never fun because you have to kind of refund, otherwise they will just like charge back. So it's more like you are fishing, but you are wasting your time and effort to fish. Okay, question. Step caps lock or full caps lock or regular caps lock? So I mu-maxed both options, so we can do either. Step. It's interesting, the flex cut is actually even like cut under the space, like switch that you can even see. So from this angle, like you can see the switch itself is like not fully on the cut. It's like, I think it's because of the stabilizers. Okay, we can do steps. Yeah, I don't think any keycaps won't have steps. Thanks for the follow, Korean friend that I don't know how to pronounce. Is the PCB of Piggy basically a flex cut? It has flex cut. So you can see here we have a flex cut. Here we also have flex cut. But production version may not have the same flex cut as the prototype. But I think the idea is to make it flex. So yes, it should have flex cut, but not sure one or two, not sure where, but it will have. Okay, so this is the HHKB layout. Now we can start assembling everything together. When are you getting the PC proto? Andy hasn't sent me yet, so I don't know. May take some time. Like, he's busy. He's full-time, but he's busy. Cool, so this is the top case. We are dropping our PCB here. And make sure we are aligning that correctly with the plate and the side gasket aligning perfectly. Yeah, the side gasket were a little bit strange design, so I also gave feedback to Jackie whether it can be done better. Like, it's really hard to know where and how you should apply this side gasket. And I bet the production version will do better, like from the assembly perspective. So this is the middle frame, and you can choose the PVD silver brass version if you want. And the screws are all the same as the bear. So if you can open your bear, you can also open the Piggy. So don't worry about the compatibility about that. Okay, very rigid. Okay, so the daughter board, let's connect that. And maybe before everything, let's just test whether the switch works or not. Oh, one thing, I haven't flashed the hex into a good one for me to use, so probably I have to take some time to flash. Otherwise I may have the same problem as Andy. Typing test with a bad way of doing. But also I don't really need to figure out the RGB, so I'm fine. Yeah, I don't need to have a good WPM, so I'm fine. Okay, so this button would be, okay, off function, so that's right. Okay, at least auto keys working. Cool, now the only thing we are left is the bottom case. Yeah, almost there, right? And I really like the Max, just because I know after I Max this one once, I can just keep rebuilding that. The only thing is I probably need 100 set of fits, so I don't need to worry about the fit. Nah, just kidding. You don't need 100 of that. At least from like peeling off the existing ones, I feel like it didn't really get much worse after you peel that. The only thing is you don't want to get any dirt. Thank you for the follow, U4T 8888. I don't know how many 8 they have, but it's almost there. I mean, just like the regular building, because we don't know how much we need to take time to tune that. Thanks for the follow, Cake11352. Okay, so this is the HHKB layout, eBeige Piggy, and we can see from this angle. Okay, yeah, there's just like the sunshine from my garage door or garage window. It makes it different. So does the E-coating of Piggy the same factory as the Bear? I don't know. I probably need to ask Jackie around that question. So let's take a look on this Piggy unit. So to be honest, the finish is very, very good. Like, I feel like it's really smooth and it's very like even. Especially the weight. It's so cute. You cannot ignore the weight when you analyze Jackie's keyboard. Without the weight, they are just a keyboard, but with the weight, they are Jackie's keyboard. And you can see this is like not really like high front height. Okay, now the fit. So applying fit, there's some trick or maybe pro tips. You should apply the side first, then try to like push down the center so you don't really like overstretching when you're applying. Yeah, my stream quality is not the best, so probably don't really see, you know, like photography like level of the keyboard. But yeah, that's like how one of the source you can see the keyboard again before the stream, before the group buy. You're going to purchase an eBeige, confused about weight material. Do you have a PVD brass weight? Yes, PVD brass was the best weight, but I don't have one. Andy have one and Apiary have one, so you can check out their stream And on their early unboxing, they have the like PVD brass weight. And Andy's stream definitely have the PVD brass weight on the PC unit, so you can see that. Yeah, so those two streams you can see. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, both of them have the PVD. Okay, now time to put the keycaps on. Okay, I need to check the spacebar first. Yeah, the whole purpose of this stream is to see if the spacebar issue can be resolved by any stuff. So let's see the spacebar. Yeah, definitely had a little bit of hollowness, but we also need other keys to pair with that. Thoughts on which weight best match E-Beige? Well, I don't really know. It's a really hard choice. But PVD definitely work for any color. It's just like the best weight overall. So for the Iron 165 R2, I chose the stainless steel version because I think this is just the best back plate. But also in terms of the cost and also the price. So Jackie told me they definitely take a lot of money to make, so that's why the price is a little bit high, and also he didn't really know how much people will choose. So definitely not gonna to get a lot of discounts for like less than 100 PVD units. Okay, yeah, I think one thing about the side is it's very easy to like push down. Then the side gasket will actually popping out. So that's something, yeah, I would definitely give Jackie some more feedback around that. Yeah, that's the EnjoyPBT Japanese. I'm just like on my CRP. Wait, where's my cube? So the red and the purple plate and the weight will be offered as extra options. And the reason being, like, it's really hard to offer everything in the base kit to make the logistic easier to manage. Because once you have like tons of options on the base kit, it will be really hard to find the right balance among like SKU number checking and also make sure like you don't make mistake. Thanks for the follow. Okay, I need to see the name. Okay, sorry, I got the name later. But yeah, thanks for the follow. So this is the E-Beige unit, but it's not the E-Beige plate because the plate is actually a silver anodized version, which is basically the default of, is that the default for aluminum? So it's not E-White or E-Beige. But we will have one in the base kit options, the E-Beige plate. So if you are going to have the E-Beige kit, probably you want to just choose the E-Beige plate, right? So it will match better. And if you have like other color, I think in general you can just choose like either, if you want only aluminum, you can get the aluminum E-White version. And if you want to get like corresponding color, you probably want to choose like, let's say the PC plate in the base kit, and then maybe the red or purple aluminum plate. Yeah, I think the keyboard is super flex. Every time I'm pressing the key, it's just like getting done. So I think the leaf spring and also the as well as the gasket just make the keyboard super flex in general. Yeah, sometimes I feel like maybe the side were too much flex, which will actually cause some issue when you type on the side. But yeah, if you really like just type, it's not a big problem. Yeah, maybe if you are using this keyboard, you can try to apply the keycaps before you put in the case, just because how flex it is. So if you were doing that first, you can potentially get a better stability and also make sure all the keycaps will sit flat. But you probably want to change the keycaps time to time, so like still need to deal with the flexibility. So I think the side will definitely have some improvement that maybe Jackie can do, but I don't also want to kill the flexibility by applying a side gasket. So it's definitely a trade-off. Cannot have HHKB without mod grave tilt color. I don't know, it's just really the controversial stuff people argue about every time, all the time. So don't want to cause any fights. But this is what I will do because of how it's just like more. Yeah, I think this way just look more symmetric. You can do whatever way you want. Okay, so the last we don't have command here, so for the real HKHP it will be not the same, but yeah, let's just do this too. I think this keycaps looking nice on this keyboard. Doesn't it? Yeah, with any CRP. I think Alex will do the CRP on Sunday, and I think he will do the tulip. Yeah, so this is how it looks. Okay, it's really heavy, but imagine you are getting some classic colorway for this huge bezel. You will basically get this HHKB layout as classic. Yeah, I don't think people will steal this keyboard from my desk. Yeah, they probably thought this is like 20-year-old keyboard. And if they try to take it out, it's so heavy. Okay, let's do some typing tests. Yeah, remember this is like without any foam, without any like additional mod. It's very similar to what Mintley had. The switch were like Moyu Black on Mintley stream, and this is U4T. So very similar stream, like high tactility stream, like switch. And this is like the EnjoyPBT keycaps. So it will be a little bit different, but yeah, let's see how the spacebar sounds first. Okay, so about, yeah, let me see how I feel about this keyboard. Yeah, I think my like wrist can rest naturally on that, and you can also have a little bit like move around. So I think it's like not really high front height and really nice if you really put your wrist on that. But I feel like if you want to have some like wrist rest, you can still do that. But let's just like have no wrist rest and take a look. Okay, what? I didn't plug in fully. Okay. So this is U4T on aluminum plate. EnjoyPBT Japanese. And here's the mouse sound. Yeah, spacebar still. Yeah, now time to really see what we can do. So first thing, we already changed the gasket. So that's the first thing we already did. So spacebar. So the first thing, we can add a little bit more lube. See if we can do that. Yeah, like switch makes a lot of difference. Plate make a lot of difference. So both of them use the PC plate with linear switch. See, that could make a huge difference. I'm not trying to say aluminum plate is not good, because no one had built the aluminum plate with linear switch yet, which if you have time, I have time to rebuild this one because I have the Max socket, so I can definitely rebuild this one with linear if you want to hear. I mean, not the whole board, but I just need to replace this switch. Okay, so the first thing, try to plug the butt with more Dragon Ball, and let's see, does it get better or the same? Okay, I want to wash my hand. I have so many lube on hand. Okay, so looks like they use PC plate. Yes, PC plate, not POM, but PC. Okay, so add more lube, let's see. Doesn't change too much, huh? Okay, so the second thing we want to try, I think U4T is already similar to Holy Panda, so we don't need to try Holy Panda. Let's try the linear switch. How about that? Let's see how the linear switch sounds. Let me just use the alpaca. Oh, not to forget to mention, this is PBT keycaps. So spacebar, we also want to check out the GMK. So this is the linear switch. Yeah, I think probably, yeah, I need to allow that. Yeah, linear also sounds similar, right? Doesn't really sound much better. So someone said probably PC plays sound differently. Adding form, adding more loop. Yeah, I already add more loop. So the next thing we can try, we haven't tried the spacebar from GMK. Yeah, so I don't think linear switch is the key turning point so far, but let's try GMK spacebar. Yeah, flex is definitely there. Yeah, so when we have like left sides, okay, I think it's because of the flex, I didn't really push the whole spacebar like down to the bottom. So now it should be similar on the left and right. So compared to other switch. Okay, let me change to still the top down. Oh, sorry. Not doing the right thing. And chat, okay, let me bring the chat back on. So this is the alpha, spacebar. Okay, so the next thing I can try is the form of spacebar. I don't know if that does anything here. And I don't want to stick that onto my spacebar, so I probably just try to, well, how to use this one? Do people know? Just like put like this one. Like this? I don't know. Yeah, let's see if this works, given any chance. I mean, this is probably the last thing you want to do, but let's see if that can do anything first. And also, I'm not sticking this onto my spacebar, so it might not be the same as if you stick that. I feel like left side is fine, right side still has a little bit issue. Maybe it's my steps. Yeah, maybe it's still my steps. Okay, so many things could contribute to this one. But aluminum plate definitely contribute a lot on this one. Okay, we are doing some live debugging to see what can fix this one. Well, I still feel like I should use some linear to eliminate some stuff. So reduce some variance, because linear switch itself doesn't have any pin. And I don't know if I have a bad pin on that switch. Another question is like whether it's a pin on the steps or maybe you mean the aluminum plate itself? I don't see like there's any reason it's stuffed. Like what do you think like aluminum plate could get scuffed? So comparing the spacebar with the foam, without foam. Good question. I think it's not as bad as this. So maybe there's some case foam should help. So this is with the spacebar foam. Yeah, still feels funky, huh? So let's try to open up the case. Yeah, you're right. I in general like the GMK spacebar itself first. So let me try to just add some, you know, maybe some shift liner quickly and see if that helps anything. And also I feel like when I don't really get the foam stick onto the spacebar, it definitely generates some funky sound as well. So not the best representation if you try to use the spacebar foam. And I don't really like the idea of like the spacebar foam has to be stick onto the spacebar. So choose at your own discretion, like whether you want to use that or not. But yeah, you can definitely use this as some example of like your choice. I like debugging time. So I wonder if there's like too much space underneath to cause the hollowness. So whether adding some, yeah, I don't want to just spend time to cut. we just probably do the very basic stuff, just like fold. Okay, is this very naive way of doing the case form? Wait, wait for you. Okay, yeah, I can wait this build version. Okay, this is when I cut my bare case form last time. So let's just do very simple check. Oh, by the way, with this one, we don't really have a good way to screw the screws, so probably you don't want to do that. Take out the weight, and with that, you want to weight this one? Okay, as you wish. So I need to know which hex it is. Does the Piggy base kit come with form? Yes, it will come with case form and plate form, but in this unit, prototype unit, it didn't have. That's why it may not sound the best as what you can expect from a production unit. Okay, get some music back when we are working on stuff. So not 1.3. Yeah, should be 1.5, but this 1.5 doesn't. So I can get one out, but not the other. Yeah, I think the screw was stripped. I cannot change it either. Yeah, I don't want to do further without a better way to figure out how to get this out. I will just strip that further. So sorry, I cannot weight the weight just because I cannot really get it out. Okay, let's get the simple case form first. See if we can get something here. Yeah, do people like this kind of experiment? Crappy experiment on adding a bunch of foam to solve some issue, which may not be the right solution. Okay, yeah, could be too thick. So one layer may be better. This seems to be a little bit too thick that I cannot really close, so maybe let me just like cut it. Okay, so we got this one. How much can we go? Yeah, it will be really rough, but just want to save some time. Three mm SIG prong was located on the white paper. Yeah, that's on the white inner frame. Correct. Because that's on the bottom. That's usually how the Deskeys gasket design is. Like the SIG on the bottom and thin on the top. Okay, one layer is about right to sandwich. Actually, you know what? Maybe the reason I cannot stack more is because I try to cut it on the outer area, but maybe I can cut it smaller so they can kind of sink into the middle area. Like I definitely have this area. Oh, actually, maybe I can cut another one just for this side. Crappy experiment. So, still discussing about whether prong form or we can go like EVA form. Yes, that's the leftover, so you can see the shape, right? You can see the shape of that. So it's possible the prong will be like the plate form will be prong. But for the case form, like, do people have preference on prong or others? Like the EVA, this form, like, does that work? I mean, I'm not expert of form by any means, so I don't really know. So prong between PCB and plate, yes. Okay, so I just add some shift liner. Okay, let me put the fit back on. I just add some shift liner as the plate form, case form. It's not the best case form, but it should do something. So we'll see how that changed the sound signature of the spacebar or even the whole keyboard. See if we can do anything improvement on this Piggy with aluminum plate, which is probably the reason why it's hollow. And if this cannot solve that, we probably still want to do the plate form. And this is not U4T, this is just like, it's so heavy that when I try to move forward, it's just like roll over to the feet. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, we can do the full tapping test first. Get some idea. After getting case form, how does that sound different? Yeah, sounds better. And also I'm using the alpaca, so it's still linear. So let's see. Yeah, definitely tactile switch. This is the U4T. But also let's try the U4T itself on the spacebar. See if there's any change. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is less hollow than before. Okay, let's do this GMK spacebar. That's U4T, yes. So this is not stock, this is lubed with Krytox, tribosys 3203. Actually, if you want to hear the stock, I have some stock. Well, I can only change one switch because I don't want to waste so much time. Tribosys 3203, yeah, that's what I use. So this is the stock. To be honest, I don't think stock were any bad. Like when I loop my U4T, I just feel like I waste an hour of my life because I cannot really tell difference. It's really subtle when you put on the keyboard. Yeah, interestingly, maybe let me change another U4T. Could do something different. Wait for your white there. Yeah, that's something definitely worth waiting. So anyway, what do people think about the spacebar right now with some case form? Do you think we should do better by using the platform? Because I think the platform doesn't have the spacebar cut out anyway. So if I use spaceform, not spaceform, the platform, it will be just like this one. So what you will have is actually just like cover some alpha area. So not sure if it will do much on the spacebar. What will people think about? Yeah, just like one more typing test with this U4T after case form. See how that sounds to the people. Yeah, the flex is very obvious. I think I don't know how much flex is compared to the bear. Yeah, but my bear has the platform and the case form as well. So not the best comparison, but this is the Piggy and this is the bear. And this is the linear, this is the tactile, so it should be different. this is the bear. Yeah, I think very mute. But yeah, if you look at the flex, this is okay. I need to check. This is the flex of the bear. Okay, cannot really see. Okay, it's really hard to see, huh? Maybe it should be the other camera to show the flex. Yeah, I think with the case foam and plate foam, it's not that flex versus the Piggy. Yeah, you can definitely see like the alpha area were like just pulling down. All the mods were just like pulling down. Okay. Do people want to see I review this one with the plate foam and see if that can do better? Or people are just like, okay, we see enough on the Piggy. No need to have more. We will buy it anyway. PC plate. PC plate will not disappear on the flexibility. Okay, you know what? I probably just want to review this one with the plate foam and also the linear switch, so people can get better idea. You have to buy it. This is so cute. The Piggy weight. How can you not get it? Okay, the ultimate modding stream. Yes, that PVD weight is just absolutely nice. Feel like cannot beat. Wait, should I? Okay, yeah, I need to take it out because I need to do the switch rebuilding as well. Yeah, if you don't want to wait, you can maybe like check back like 20 minutes later. I don't know. I will take some time to build, but yeah, feel free to ask me any questions regarding Piggy or regarding anything that I might know. Doesn't matter if you have anything that's tricky or not. I will try to answer. Good question. Can you see the plates through the keycaps? So usually you won't see a lot. Like what you will see usually is just like the shade or the color of it. Like usually the keycaps cover pretty much very well. So you can only see the like reflection. So if you have the PVD plate, you will definitely see some like shining of the lighting. That's why the PVD plate or something. Yeah, so if you are getting some plate like this one, you will definitely see the reflection. And I don't know how they actually treat this one. Yeah, this actually the aluminum plate, but they just like PVD on that. This is a like Rama thermal. Okay, so how should we rebuild this one? Just like taking out all the keycaps first. And what switch are we going to use? Okay, I may just use the Hyperglide. I just don't have enough Hyperglide looped, so I probably will use most of the Hyperglide to cover the alpha area and the mods, and maybe use other switches to cover things that I don't use often, and just realize they are not Hyperglide. So now I'm just rebuilding this keyboard using different switch, different keycaps, but the same keyboard, same plate, because I only have aluminum plate. And I'm trying to not build a similar configuration that Alex will do, just because he will definitely do much better job than me on like streaming, get good, interesting stream. But I will try to do just like more modding, so you can see something that you want to try it out yourself. So before I rebuild this again, let me know what's your thoughts on like what other mod you want to see. Also, if you want to know more first come first serve tips, feel free to ask. I know what I want to tell you, but should be fun tomorrow. Yeah, not the first group I organized, but do you have? Okay, I don't have that. I don't know like how much that would be different than the Penguin switch, which I actually really like the Penguin switch. So just like wonder how much difference and whether I should get that. But yeah, technically I like those light tactile. After like typing for a while, you probably don't really want to type like the full tactile just like all day long. Saw some Monoke TGR. Yeah, I think I talked early in the stream, but yeah, probably not many people were looking at the stream at the time. So I think for me, I definitely looking forward to see Teha stream on that. And I think just like by understanding the mounting system and understanding how they can do O-ring gasket mounts, it will be interesting board, because I don't have any like top mounts and O-ring gasket mount keyboards. And the finish will definitely a good one, because I have the KFE from Monoke, and they will be the one who QC that keyboard, so I feel like they should be having a good standard quality around that TGR board. But the only thing is, if you were looking for like selling at 2x of the price you pay today in a year, or even like 3x or 4x, it's not like guaranteed, because there will be so many people having that thoughts, and they are kind of like unlimited, so it's really hard to get that. If the only goal is that. But if you want to get a good 75% keyboard, and if you don't really have a good one right now, I think it's a worth trying keyboard. So gate-around puller, I think it's kind of like hype. So it looks cool, right? So you get that, okay, and you can like pop it. But in reality, a lot of times it doesn't really work very well. Yeah, so when it works well, it works like charm, but you have to know the trick of like shaking to get the switch out. And also it doesn't really work on other plates. Like you don't want to scratch your PVD plate, and you don't want to like break your PC plate. Hyperglide Bronze. Yeah, bronze switch, just in general, good for long-term typing. I think my girlfriend really liked the Penguin, so the same applies to like her original Cherry MX Bronze switch, which is probably better. I don't know, like maybe that's retooled, maybe that's pre-tooled, I just don't really remember. Top with O-ring, same as that. No, not same as Satisfaction 75. So top with O-ring, that O-ring is not like a burger mount. So that's actually like the gummy O-ring. So if you know like Unicorn, actually not Unicorn. Unicorn is like friction fit O-ring gasket, but it's actually sandwich O-ring gasket, so it will be different. So burger mount is different. Okay, let's do Hyperglide. Yeah, like the K. I think I will anyway get one, just because I want to see how the design of TGR is. I mean, even I have a friend who got TGR like 9, 10, and also TGR, what's that called? Jane V2CE. But I'm still trying to figure out whether I should get one myself. Okay, yeah, as I mentioned, for this one, I don't have enough Hyperglide, so maybe I need to cover the alpha area the most. So I think what I interest most is like how a TGR design is, rather than like, okay, I can sell 2 times of that in aftermarket. You know what? This one, the spacebar flop is 3.5 millimeter, so potentially you can just like cut that and put into this area. But yeah, it's a little bit larger than I expected, so probably not going to be a good idea to cut it. So another way is like, let me see if I have some leftover plate foam material. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we can try to DIY something here. whole hobby is about DIY, right? Yeah, I like the modular form. It gives you a lot of flexibility to do something. So in this case, I just want to have some form around the spacebar area. Single square where spacebar switch goes. Yeah, we can try that, and I can also cut something to put here and here. So I should have plenty enough stuff to do that. I think it's really easy to peel later, so should not be making a huge damage to the plate. I'm not sure if it will make the plate much less flexible by doing this one. So Jackie, if this is not by design, let me know. I'm just trying something out, not trying to make your design totally different. But yeah, I think Jackie also wants to know more feedback with more like typing test example. So this is totally something that might work. So the form, this form is not included, but the production unit will include some official plate form and case form. So this is like just for me to DIY things. Not exactly will the production unit include. So just like doing something to simulate the production unit, whether you will have something later. I mean, when you have something later. But this will be different. So just disclaimer, this is not what included, but this is what I want to have a try, to have some form go between the spacebar area. Thank you for your words. Yeah, I hope I can give people some random testing so that they can see like whether their production unit will be looking differently than what stream is. So I'm trying to simulate what they can do on their production unit, like with the case form and maybe with the plate form as well. At the end of the day, I'm not getting more if like it will sell more. I'm just like trying to help people understand what they are trying to spend. And I definitely see Jackie's design is a good design, and he listened to feedback a lot. He had a lot of friends to get idea of like better design over time. And he definitely QC stuff very well. So the quality is definitely something like I would choose to, you know, like vouch for. So yeah, in general, trying to help people get a better design, better board, better group buy, while they were like offering so many stuff around. So they know what is the good group buy to choose. Yeah, hopefully what I know will help you. Thank you for the follow. Vidicum. Villadicum. Villadicum. I don't know. Always trying to pronounce username, but always fail. Okay. With plate form, I don't think this keyboard will sound that hollow. So let's see how that turned out. And also, you know, like a lot of times people just like putting foam without knowing how it will change the sound signature. They just want to make it like extremely muted without even like trying out different things. But for this keyboard, I know this is like a huge stuff. So maybe the sound signature will be different than normal keyboard. So it's worth trying out like without foam and with foam to get the idea. Yeah, and Jackie is very transparent. So if he knows something, he had some idea. He didn't know something, he want to get idea from people, he will just ask, like what like dimension should the plate form go? He asks people, not like he's trying to just judge it by choosing some random number. So he want to know who is the expert in the industry, or maybe who had the best experience on that. So he's really humble on that. Okay, so the right side definitely has very little like case plate form, but that's by nature because of the plate design. You don't really have all the one you like cut out to put your plate form. Okay, so this is all the alpha area and mods. Now I can just use another switch to fill the remaining, and I'm not really use those two typing tests. So not going to change too much, just getting some switches. Yeah, this is what I usually do. Like I just loop half of my switch because I just don't have enough time to loop all the switches. Then I know how to like, you know, do the typing test with just that half switches. I'm lazy, but I try to be smart about laziness. But at the end of the day, it's better to just loop the whole switches so you don't get this problem when you are doing tests. So I was joking, I don't really need to buy the whole 70 switches to test everything. I just need to buy the 50 or even 35 packs. Because the upper area is like 26 spacebar, one more. And the mod area, like you have around 5 rows, and each row you have left and right, so another 10. So in general, like around 35 to 37 that you need. And you can get rid of the bottom mods for like testing purpose, because people more care about like your stabilizers. So you don't really need that as well. So lazy, yeah, I think laziness just make people try to be smart. Okay, do we get everything? Yes. So this time, let's just use the Bingsu as people asked before. And I will deal with this mess of keycaps later. Not going to sorting out the keycaps at this time. So do people already decide which color of Piggy to get? That's always the latest, last hard question before a group buy. So many good colors. OG, have you decided? White, purple, or one Piggy TGR? Yeah, that's a good thing to, you know, like decide between, because I think they will all, like, both be good keyboards. And both will be like good amount of limit, so that if you join at the right time, you should be able to get that. So not like you have to fight with other people in a bloodbath. Unless you try to get full brass Piggy, that will be hard. Yeah, see how the Max socket definitely helps. So I can build 2 different builds on one stream under 3 hours. So I joined the Forever 65. I didn't join the premise. I just don't get the premise because I'm not naturally a 75% fan. So the only 75% I got is this E7B2 from Exclusive. I mean, this is the prototype. I'm also trying to help test, and the recent test I'm doing is the FR4 plate from the plate file, and I definitely gave some feedback to him as well. Just because the plate file is not the same as the plate I got from him directly, so it's like some mismatch. We need to figure out what happened. But yeah, I agree. The Forever 65 were so hard that it probably just gone within a minute. And if you have any error on your purchase checkout flow, you're probably just out of the luck on that. So totally very hard one. Okay, so we got this space bar here, and we can definitely hear how it sounds when it's outside the case. So this is how it sounds when it's outside the case. Okay, let's basically do the final assembly. We already get the keycaps here, so just we don't need this all the keycaps. Thank you for the follow, Wang Xin. 你好。 Okay, so because we have the keycaps already, so we have to kind of like lift it. Okay, so I just take back my words before like trying to get the keycaps on first, then put the plate in, just because like you have to kind of like lift to have the inner frame out. And also it's really hard to align the gasket, the side gasket as well. So maybe I should take out the two keycaps around the side gasket. And then I can see. So what's the linear switch you recommend to get deeper sound on Piggy? So I think if you check out A-Period stream, she used the lavender switch. And I think that is a sound that I really like. And if you really want to get some other like deeper sound people would recommend, like the ink black could be the one that you like. But in general, I like the lavender more than ink just because how consistent it will be. Just more than the deepness itself, because sorry, I'm trying to find what I want to get. Okay, screwdriver. Yeah, so lavender switches were pretty nice. In general, it's a JWK, so it's like not really scratch. And ink black V2 will just sometimes like really scratch batch by batch. So totally depends on how you like the deep sound versus the scratchiness. It could be different. What is deepest in your opinion? I think still the lavender is deeper, but I think that's because the Compento has a good popping sound when it's returning. So it's kind of like both deep and popping. So very interesting sound. Maybe it's because of the spring and the stem together. So the stem makes the the longer stem definitely make it deeper, and the spring may make it popping. So it's a very interesting sound signature among all the switches. So I'm getting one back more for the group buy. Okay, my crappy case form. So now we have both the case form, plate form, all DIY and put into this case. We will see how this sounds. Don't tell Jackie I DIY so much that it's probably not what he is trying to achieve. If it's too mute. But definitely like with his own testing, it didn't really go that hollow on the spacebar. So not sure if his setting is different than mine. And also, Garage may be the factor, one of the factors. But yeah, if I don't have Garage, I don't have so much space to do the work. So it's two-side sword. Double side. Okay, so put the feet on as the last step. Yeah, you can see we already kind of like removed the feet using the feet how many times already. And let's see if it's still kind of like have the right shape. Yeah, I think it still have the right shape. Not really stretched. So you can definitely reuse it multiple times. But one thing you don't want to do is like after you put the feet on, you just like do horizontal movements, because it could just make the feet rolling. Okay, let's see how, what's the name? Heart return. Thank you for heart return. Follow me. Okay, this is the Bingsu. Okay, that's what I took. I should not try to roll over. Will feet be fixed in real run? What do you mean by fixed? So this is not any problem. Oh, full off. Yeah, I think the thing is like if you try to like move over, move back and forth, then it could be. Sensitive question. I think that's not like that sensitive. So Bear 65 has quite a lot of delay. I think there's two facts. One is because of the Chinese New Year. So the factory were kind of like closed for longer than expected. Like nobody knows what happened to the COVID, and for factory like closure on COVID, like February time, it's definitely longer than expected. Like nobody knows, okay, even like China control the COVID really well. They still want to make sure they have like 14 days quarantine before they go back to their like home country, home city or home whatever, and they have to like come back to the big city to work, and another 7 to 14 days quarantine. So it end up with like, you know, more than a month of like downtime than previously, just like a week of downtime. So that's the first thing. The second thing is all the shipment delay. So shipment has delay because of all the like shopping events recently happening when people try to get the you know, like international shipping. So definitely make it much worse for DHL or even in general shipping agency to be able to deliver things quickly. That's why like Jackie is trying to find a way to improve time to time. Cool, so we got this keyboard fully rebuilt again. And change to another angle. Okay. So this is the beige Piggy unit, prototype unit, and we are using GMK Bingsu on it. So if you look from the top down, this is what it looks. And let me try to just bring it over. So I don't know if it's a good combo that you want to match. Or in general, like what kind of combo you want to put on your e-beige. But this is what people try to ask, how Bingsu look like. And personally, I don't really find they match that well. Yeah, that's just like my 2 cents. Okay, let's see how that sounds. So basically, all of our area and the spacebar and the mods were Hyperglide Black, looped with Krytox 25G0, filmed with Deskeys film. And I also spring swapped them to the 62 TX long spring. Here's the mod sound. Yeah, I think with some plate form and case form and also linear on the aluminum plate, I think this sounds pretty nice on the Alpha. You're right. Alpha definitely sounds good. Now the question is like, I don't know, maybe my spacebar stabilizers were not looped well. Because this is my first time loop this with Dragon Ball. So yeah, there's always sometime like you fail by doing something new. And I don't know how is the best way to loop with Dragon Ball. So could be the fact of a new loop that I tried. But you're right, if left shift were nice, it's also Dragon Ball. What's the difference? Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I think I try to take the time to see what could be done better. But one last thing, spacebar form. One again, I don't know whether this works for this build or not. Just like if I bought that and I don't use it, it's still waste of money. So let's just try that. Anyway, okay, it's wrong direction. Yeah, maybe it's just really my stabilizers. You know, stabilizers is the hardest part of a keyboard. No doubt. After building, I don't know, more than 50 already, it's still the most nervous part for me, like especially the spacebar. Okay, let me get back to this window. Yeah, still feel like there's some popping sound. Okay, I may need to take some time for checking the stabilizers. That could be the ultimate reason. But yeah, in general, I don't think it will be too bad if you try to use linear and if you use tactile. Now it's also the time to check tactile with all the spacebar, like all the case form, plate form addition. So let's do the U4T once again. I think it's probably quite confusing when I do all kinds of testing, switch back and forth. Like it's really hard to check what is the current configuration, but if you follow, you probably will know what you want to get. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's some... Okay, so when it's popping, what is the direction of the while hitting? Yeah, I don't think I should get more Dragon Ball. Okay, yeah. Have a good night. I probably have to go soon, but this is the U4T. I don't think that's that much hollow as the first time we hear that, right? Yeah, maybe the pinning, maybe the step wire That's like just my stuff. So it's definitely not about the board. But if you compare to other mods, like even with linear switch, yeah, I think the results, or maybe the summary for this stream, or maybe just all the mods I tried, I would say for this keyboard, you can potentially just put all the foam here and it won't be that mute because of how big this keyboard in general it is and how nice the flexible the keyboard itself designed for. So even like with all the foam, you can still have a lot of flex. So feel free to add all the foam there and make the board sound nice. But if you don't really want a mute board, no matter you have the foam or not, it's still a good board. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to have this keyboard for testing, maybe testing more, but yeah, if you want to hear one more typing test, I will just do one more and maybe end the stream. Okay, let me change back to the Hyperglide. But yeah, thank you for all the people who followed onto this stream. I will probably stream either Monday or maybe some day later. I don't have the schedule yet because my girlfriend will have the second dose, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I will probably stream my personal Matrix 2.0 at keyboard. Okay, cool. One more typing test. Okay, yeah, so with another 12 hour, the Piggy group I will open up, and make sure you go to the Discord and get all the roles added so you can get all the notification. Yeah, see you tomorrow.